Jaya Yasodhanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Vihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Radha Vallabha Sri Radhe Jaya Jagannatha Jaya Baladeva Jaya Subhadra Jaya Prala Narsimhadev Prala Narsimhadev Prala Narsimhadev Prala Narsimhadev Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Gurudev Jaya Jaya Gurudev Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Sri Sri Gauritai ki Sri Sri Radhola Bhagavan ki Sri 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 Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Mahani ki Srila Prabhupada ki Nitai Gaur Pramanande Hare Krishna. So today we are reading from Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, Canto 9, Chapter 4, verse number 69. So this verse number 69, when we read and try to digest, so you can say this is the best remedy for Vaishnava aparadha. If anyone has done a Vaishnava aparadha, and what is the remedy? And here the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Narayana is giving the remedy. So we will discuss this in depth. So before we move on, let us invoke auspiciousness. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. First we read word by word and then read the full verse. Upayam katayasi asmi tva vipro srunusva tat ayam hi atma vicharaha te yataha tam yahi machiram sadhusu prahitam tejaha prahartuha kurute asivam. Upayam katayisami. Upayam katayishami ta vipra srunusvatat ta vipra srunusvatat aham I atma vicharaste ayam I atma vicharaste yatastam yahi machiram yatastam yahi machiram sadhusu prahitam tejaha sadhusu prahitam tejaha prahartuha kurute shivam prahartuha kurute asivam. Upayam katayasismami ta vipra srunusvatat ayam hi atma virachaste yatastam yayi machiram sadhusu prahitam tejaha prahartuha kurute asivam. Upayam katayasyami tva vipro snusvatat ayam hi atma viracharaste yatastam yayi machiram sadhustu parahitam tejaha prahartuha kurute shivam. upayam katashyami taviprasnusvatat ayam hi atma vicharaste yatastate machiram sadhustu parahitam tejaha prahartuha kurute shivam taviprasnusvatat ayam hi atma vijaste yatastam yahi machiram sadhustu parahitam tejaha tuha kurute shivam. Mataji. Tvavipro srunuvasatat ayam hi atma viraschaste yata yahi macharam tuha kurute shivam. Upayam katayisyasmi prasnusvatat tuha kurute shivam. Okay, word to word translation. Upayam, the means of protection in this dangerous position. Katayasyasmi, I shall speak to you. Tava, of your deliverance from this danger. Vipra, O Brahmana, Srunuvasva, just hear from me. Tat, what I say. I am this action taken by you. He, indeed, Atma Vicharaha, self-envy, or envious of yourself. Your mind has become your enemy. Te, for you. Yataha, because of whom. Tam, to him. Maharaj Amrish. Yahi, immediately go. Machiram, do not wait even a moment. Sadhusu, unto devotees. Prahitam, applied. Tejaha, power. Prahartuha, of the executor. Kurute, does. Ashivam, inauspicious. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada ki. O Brahmana, let me now advise you for your own protection. Please hear from me. By offending Maharaj Amrish, you have acted with self-envy. Therefore, you should go to him immediately, without a moment's delay. One so-called prowess, when employed against the devotee, certainly harms he who employs it. Thus, it is the subject, not the object, who is harmed. Purport. A Vaishnava is always an object of envy for non-devotees, even when the non-devotee happens to be his father. To give a practical example, Hiranyakashipu was envious of Prahlad Maharaj, but this envy of the devotee is harmful to Hiranyakashipu. not to Prahlad. Every action taken by Hiranyakashipu against his son Prahlad Maharaj was taken very seriously by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And thus, when Hiranyakashipu was on the verge of killing Prahlad, the Lord personally appeared and killed Hiranyakashipu. Service to a Vaishnava gradually accumulates and becomes an asset for the devotees. Similarly, harmful activities directed against the devotee gradually becomes the ultimate cause of the performer's fall down. Even such a great Brahmana and mystic yogi as Durvasa was in a most dangerous situation because of his offense at the lotus feet of Maharaj Ambarish, a pure devotee. Om Ajnana Trimindasya Jnananjala Salakaya Chaksurulitamena Tasme Sri Guruve Namaha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishnapadaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namini Namaste Saraswadevi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Pachata Desha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Sivasadi Gaura Bhaktavanda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So, the today's verse is very beautiful, very instructive. The message from Lord Narayana. So, very clearly tells us one who offended a Vaishnava, devotee of Lord Vishnu, what should he do? Obviously, when one offends, it creates a dangerous situation for the offender, one who is offending the devotee. So here Lord says what you should do. So let us go through this verse and word, in depth, each one of them. They are very powerful. Many times Prabhupada says, every word of Śrīmad Bhāgavatam is so potent, so powerful. If you go deeper into it, deep dive into it, you can speak about it for hours and hours, just one word. And of course, it is so relatable, those for hearers also. So, can pleasing to hear, pleasing to speak. So very nice. So now starting with the first word, upayam. So here upayam, I am sure many of you have used in your respective languages. At least even in my, the first language is Kannada. So there also we have this word upaya. So when you are in trouble or when we need some solution for the problem that we don't know, so we go to someone and ask, but please give me some upaya. Solution. Upayam. So Lord is starting. So upayam, started giving upayam. So upayam to whom? To Vipra in this case. So who is Vipra? Vipra means Brahmana, a learned Brahmana. In this case, it refers to Durvasa Muni. So, because this is a conversation between Lord Narayana and Durvasa Muni. It is not a conversation actually. It is the Durvasa Muni went and took shelter of Lord Narayana for protection. At that time, you only give a hitavachana, instruction. So, conversation can be between just equals and friends. We can have a conversation. So, whereas here it's the Lord, the master of the entire spiritual world and the supreme world, so the supreme controller. So he is giving instruction since the devotee has taken a shelter. So, Katai Swami. So Katai Swami. So the Lord is speaking. So Lord is giving upaya to Vipra. Then of course he is requesting him, please hear attentively. Very, very important instruction. Then of course, so those of you who have not attended the previous last 10-15 classes, just briefly, as you all know, So this Ambarish Maharaj was son of Nabhaga. He was exalted devotee. So here, this offense of Durvasa Muni on exalted devotee. We'll discuss what are the types of offense that one can potentially do. Of course, you can do unlimited offenses, but they are categorized. We will see as for the Skanda Purana also. So, such an exalted devotee, and we all know that, and he was not only exalted devotee, but he was also the king of the planet. Imagine the king of entire earthly planet. So how much exalted position materially also. Just being a small, position. So we are so much proud about our position, our wealth, our house in Albert Park, and our job position, or whatever we got, some little fame. We are so much proud. Whereas here is the exalted devotee Maharaj Ambarish. He was most humble. How do you know he was most humble? So just like us, he also used to go to temple. So he used all the whole body and all the limbs, everything in service of Supreme Lord. The first thing, so we have hand. What do we do with it? So here Maharaj Ambarish is a great, role model for us. The moment he goes to temple, so he see that unclean, so he will clean the temple by hand. Who is doing? Maharaj, the king of the entire planet. Imagine a premier of this state comes here and clean the temple every day. Or the prime minister of the country, so he comes and cleans the temple. So this is the role model. So everyone is fired up and get inspired. Correct? What to speak? Even if our temple president Anuruddha Prabhu comes and cleans, and everybody, all of us will feel ashamed. How we are. So temple president is coming and we are just watching the show. So here, so much of dedication. So that means he was so humble, he didn't feel himself as a great king. He thought, I am just a simple servant of Supreme Lord. So therefore he did it. So there is no tinge of that feeling that I am the king of this planet. Then only we can do it. The moment we assume that I am so and so, such a great person, great speaker of Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, or great hearer of Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, so like that we may think all those. So here is the king, he has zero of those feelings. He says, I am just a simple servant of Supreme Lord and I need to do what I need to do at that time. So that's what he did. Then likewise he engaged all other organs in the service, and you all heard very depth. So the first one, that cleaning the temple, is the most important service, although it seems like menial, so they're the most important one. So here some devotees, I see, they also do our Hare Prabhu. So here nowadays become very great, Mridanga player. So leaving that ego aside, so he will clean the temple. So he's the role model. So kids are also role model for us. So not only the elders. And such a devotee, as you all know, so he took a vow to perform Ekadasi vow for a year. Not only he, but also his wife. This is also important. So not just you doing it, but also your wife or a husband or your sister or a brother or your daughter. So all of them need to be inspired by you, and so that they can also do this vrata with you, service with you, essentially. Otherwise, if they have different goal and you have different goal, then what will happen? There will be Mahabharata situation. Always there will be a war going on, quarrel within the family, and quarrel will happen. So it is very important to align all of them together, the family members. Very least your spouse. Correct? It's practical. So very, very important. So if husband has one view, one direction to take in whatever they do, wife has another one, so there is always a quarrel. So it is very important for us to become devotee and get inspiration from this Ambarish Maharaj. So we need to have that alignment. So they together performed this Ekadashi and then performed successfully. Then of course they not only performed Ekadashi, abstain from grains on the day, but full Nirjala Ekadashi. Unlike me, I might do just half day fasting. The moment I see today is Ekadashi board outside, okay, today no breakfast. So whereas Ambarish Maharaj full Nirjala Ekadashi, not even drop of water drinking. And that doesn't mean that he's sleeping on Ekadashi day. So he's fully fired up. He is the king of the planet. King of the planet has a lot of duties. Running a house, a small house, is so much challenging. Think of running the whole planet and making sure that all the citizens are living peacefully and they are also God conscious. Not only you are God conscious, but also making others, the whole planet, God conscious. And taking care of their bodily needs, the physical needs, taking care of mental needs, taking care of their spiritual needs. All these needs are very difficult. Taking care of health of oneself is so difficult. Now here is a king, he has to take care of all of them. So such a challenging position. Still, he performed Ekadashi along with performing his duties. Then of course next day, Dwadashi, when he wanted to break, of course before breaking, so he performed Supreme Lord Seva. And in the Bhagavatam, the previous verses, talks about how he performed Abhishek of Lord Krishna, then offered a nice dress to the deity, then offered a nice garland to the deity. So then performed a very opulent worship of the Supreme Lord. So then of course offered a nice bhoga to Supreme Lord. Then offered the prasada to all the brahmanas and learned people, learned personalities assembled there. So after everybody had nicely, so then his turn came, okay, let me have prasada. So Dwadashi, breaking the fasting. So following the principles of Vedic principles in performing these austerities, in remembering Supreme Lord austerity. So as you know, at that time suddenly appears uninvited guest. At least a guest was invited, you can plan the program, how it should go. But here appears Durvasa Muni uninvited. Of course, the Maharaj, somebody didn't feel like that. So we may feel, oh, suddenly one fellow came, uninvited, now he's going to cause problem. He didn't feel like that. He was jubilant, showing us how to receive someone who appears uninvited. But these days we say, even if you are you want to take your friend to a house, you have to call your wife. So and so yogi want to come with me, can I bring him? He said, Maharaj, or a great devotee who is coming from Vrindavan, I want to bring him. You have to take permission of a wife. If no permission, you can't take. Correct? Even if you are a son-in-law, you want to visit mother-in-law, you have to take her permission. You can't simply walk in just like that. That was all previous yugas and previous ages. Anyway, here, so Maharaj Ambarish accepted this guest who appeared with so much of jubilance and offered him immediately, got up and offered him his seat. Then prayed to him and washed his lotus feet. Then requested him, how can I serve you? Of course, he requested him to accept prasada first, but he says, no. Durvasa Muni said, I'll go and take bath. So this Durvasa Muni, as you all know, he went to Yamuna river. So his bathing is not like us. Sometimes you go and dip 3 times and come out. Whereas Durvasa Muni, once he is there, so he's a mystic yogi. So Lord is saying he's a mystic yogi. Powerful, potent, has a tejas. So he went and deeply goes inside, and then inside he's doing inside the water, tapas, meditating on Brahman. So meditating on Brahman, and he took so much of time, so much of delay, like 2-hour meditation. Then by the time come back, he sees a watch. No, he didn't have a watch, but he has that ability to see what the time. He goes there. Before you go there now, the situation on the other side, what is happening? So Dwadashi, that time to break is almost passing, what to do? So then this Ambarish Maharaj consulted all those learned Brahmas there, please tell me give me some solution, upayam. So some suggested, oh, you can just take a drop of water like this, drink. They also said, this drinking water is not like eating. So you can say it's eating or not eating. Some say it is like eating, some say not eating. So then finally Maharaj Ambrish himself decided that, okay, I will take one drop of water to follow that Vedic. So then I think that is not eating. So still I just honor my guest, Durvasa Muni. So when Durvasa Muni reached the palace, through his mystic yoga, he can see what happened. So they can see the past, they can see the present, they can, this is like a rewinding. You are seeing a movie, you can rewind back. Even if you are seeing a YouTube, you can rewind back. Of course, this live streaming that we are doing today, for those who are joining us, we are not able to rewind. We can see, but once the whole streaming of the Śrīmad Bhāgavatam over, that time you can do all the rewinding, fast forward, backward. Live situation. You can imagine? Correct, Prabhu? So our Jack Prabhu is the one who is controlling broadcasting. Now, if I try to, in application, push back, it won't go. But where Durvasa Muni has a potency, with his mystic, he can do that. Even though your system is designed to not to rewind, but he can rewind. So he can see. So he became very angry. So much angry that he cursed him. And he said, I'm going to kill you for offending me. So here, Durvasa Muni thinking that, Ambrish Maharaj has offended him. Of course, the title of this chapter says, Maharaj Ambrish summoned by Durvasa Muni. Actually, Durvasa Muni is offending, but anyway, so Durvasa Muni thinks that he was offended. So without honoring the guest, how can you take? Yeah. Actually, the people, the guests are whoever with some pride in nature, the feeling of their greatness, of their power. So they feel offended. Otherwise, they don't feel. If someone is very humble, so whether he is given or not given, they are always happy. But here he feels offended, and as you all know, with his mystic power, plucked to hair and created a fiery demon and asked that fiery demon to kill this Maharaj Ambrish. Now Ambrish Maharaj didn't retaliate. Ambrish Maharaj is also, very powerful king. So he's not any ordinary king, he's a powerful king, such a exalted devotee, and Supreme Lord himself has gifted his Sudarshan Chakra to Ambrish Maharaj. Why? He knows some of the great devotees are so humble, so they will not retaliate or fight against anyone. So now the Sudarshan Chakra immediately attacked that fiery demon and killed it. So then what? Now he started chasing Durvasa Muni. So Durvasa Muni ran everywhere in different parts of the this universe, different planets. He went to Brahmaloka. Brahmaji took his shelter. Brahma says, sorry, I can't help you. Then he took help of Shiva Kailasa. There Supreme Shiva also didn't help. Here also we see one word Shiva. Ashivam is his last word. Ashivam. Shiva, Ashiva. Shiva means auspicious. So when you take darshan of Shiva, so it will be auspicious. But in this case, Durvasa Muni has offended so much that even Shiva is not able to help him. So therefore he sent it to Lord Narayana, and Lord Narayana has there he took shelter. Then Lord Narayana has told how devotees are so much of devoted, and so he can't give them up. And finally this is the solution is given. Okay, upayam for you. So now, so what is the upaya? Upaya means what is the solution? The next word. Ayam hi atma bicharaste yatastam. So why he is giving that upaya, that solution? That action taken by Durvasa Muni is actually enemy for him itself, the person who did it. So it says, abhicharaha. So this is, you are envy of yourself. That means your mind has become your own enemy. In the Bhagavad Gita, Lord says, one who can control his senses and the mind, then the mind becomes his friend. Otherwise, mind becomes enemy. Actually, the greatest enemy of ourselves is we. If you really think, so many times our goal of life is to be happy. Often we feel unhappy, are offended, morose, all kinds of feeling that we got. And who is the primary cause? Not the external, it is we who are the cause. We are letting external forces to damage us. We are reacting to it. And this mind and senses demand so many things because of which, so we become unhappy. So here, so therefore our Lord says, so the cause of this source of your problem, you are the only cause, nobody else. So because your mind has become your enemy. So it is very important for, that's why these days people talk about mind control. Even for kids, when you go to primary school, so many schools, the first session at 9 o'clock is, minding the mind. I'm not sure whether this is happening in middle school here, but many other places the kids go first thing is, instead of chit-chatting with everybody, so they want, mind, silence. So 10 minutes, just keep quiet. And making these kids keep quiet for 10 minutes is not easy. Even for us also, it's not easy. Because we got addicted to this mobile phone. And constantly we have to see something, what is going on with others. Then browse this, browse that, chat this, and respond that. And if you don't give them a mobile phone for the 10-15 minutes, they feel like as if life is gone. So much of addiction. But I'm sure, the kids here are very good. So they are very much engaged and then not addicted to mobile phone. Sometimes they may play, but that's all right. So they have to be engaged a little bit. Anyway, so offending. So by offending Ambarish Maharaj, so Durvasa Muni, acted in self-help. So, he became enemy of himself. That's what the Lord is saying. So that is the one. Now, how did he act? So that offense that he has performed. And if there are various type of offense in the Shastras, for example, in Skanda Purana, there was a conversation between Markandeya Muni and the Bhagirath. So there, talks about 6 kind of offense that we perform on Vaishnavas. And what are those? First is, number 1 is harming a devotee. Actually, it is called killing a devotee. So we can simplify harming, physical harm. Correct? So we may not have strong weapons to kill, but at least we may harm. So we see here that happening. Sometimes even the devotees may fight in the kitchen also. Not only your home kitchen, but also in kitchen in the temple as well. We heard about these incidents, even during lockdown. Lockdown, devotees are not allowed to come to the temple. Still, those few who have come, so in some anger, each personality's desire is not fulfilled, and then anger mood. So they are also acting like Durvasa Muni, taking utensil and hitting on the head or whatever. We heard about those. So you see, so just because we are in the temple, don't assume that anger will not influence on you. Even though we are right here in the temple, right here we are hearing Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, the anger can crop up. Because somebody didn't satisfy our desire. What is that desire? For example, when the flower is offered to the deity, sometime we pass on the flower to one person, so some person may skip you. Passing one, either intensely or intensely, whatever may be one. But because we have so much of ego, how dare they skip? I am the greatest Vaishnava here. First I should be offered. Anyway, they offered to other devotee, at least next to me. So suddenly anger comes up, then we start acting like that. At least we might harm that devotee in the mind. So harming a devotee physically, harming a devotee in mind are equal as for Supreme Lord. So don't assume that I killed him in my mind. No. Just like Lord says, you can perform worship of Supreme Lord in a mind and Lord accept it. You can prepare the best bhoga for Lord and offer him in the mind. He accepts it. And we have many examples where devotees have done, and Supreme Lord was impressed by such devotees. So much impressed that the next moment he sent his Puspaka Vimana and went back to Vaikuntha Loka. So you can perform. So that is why Krishna always says, Man mana mad bhaktha. Engage your mind. Before you engage your body, obeisance, he says, engage your mind. Because mind is the biggest, powerful entity that we have got in our body. And this can be our enemy or this can be our friend. So if you can engage that mind in Supreme Lord service, in the mind itself, that means that is the greatest achievement. Engaging mind is not difficult. That is why we got this problem called mental health problem. During election time, you all hear about these challenges, and all the politicians are promising that I will increase number of mental health sessions per year to 25. People have mental health problem, no physical health problem. Physically fit because they are getting timely food and they are getting timely Melbourne water. Correct? We are getting timely. You go to the Silicon Valley of India, the software city of India, Bangalore. There also they are having water problem. You can't eat a software. You can't eat a computer. You need a water. Although they have so many pubs everywhere in the city, but they can't get water. Maybe it is more easy to get alcohol compared to the water. Right? So this is the problem. Anyway, so it's a challenge. So it is, if you don't get, our desire not fulfilled, we can get angry. So that is the first offense that we can perform, both physically or in the mind. Next is blaspheming. So sometime, we have this tongue, so we just don't keep. Somehow we think ourselves great, or then start blaspheming other devotees who are performing well in their service. Especially, Prabhupada says, in the Shastras also say, that in this material world, everybody is envious of each other. Because of envious nature, when we were with the Lord, so we came here, and then now, as a result, that is now continuing. So, envy to Supreme Lord is like envy to everybody. He is the root. If we have an envious attitude to the Supreme Root, then you will have envious attitude to the whole branches also. All the branches, all the leaves, same way. So, envious. So, as a result, so we might speak harshly about them or criticize what they are doing. So this is another one. Blaspheming a devotee is very dangerous. Then, of course, hating them. So, because of that, we might hate. Because of the envious nature, blaspheming and hating them. So, speak some ill about them. Speak behind something bad, behind the back. Sometimes just lying. So, but that causes a lot of danger. Then also other one is, if someone has done a great service, not glorifying the devotee is also a aparadha. Someone is doing a great service, so if you are not appreciating, oh, such a nice service you are doing, high grade or not service, so such a nice service is doing, so keep doing this cleaning temple, for example. So also our Jack Prabhu, you are doing nice service, so please make sure that every day this broadcasting, everything is going fine. So everybody is doing so nice service, so so appreciating that is important. Then even someone is hearing Śrīmad Bhāgavatam very nicely and digesting it and presenting a query is also a nice service. Not easy, all of you know, correct? Sitting here for half an hour, 1 hour and listening to Śrīmad Bhāgavatam for 1 hour attentively is not easy. And that too, digesting means you have to be fully attentive. Hear what all is going on, not chat-chatting in the mind. In the mind we are going here and there, physically here, mentally everywhere. Or feeling sleepy or all of that. So hearing attentively, then digesting and asking a very informed question, very profound question. So is also a service. And being angry at devotee. Sometimes one may make small mistake. So we don't have to overly become angry. So you can just say nicely, preferably correcting somebody's fault is very difficult. So that time maybe we have to seek help of some authorized persons. If somebody is doing something very all the time, so we may not be able to tell, or they may not take seriously even if you tell. But if it is told by temple commander or temple president, they might take more seriously. So like that. Then of course, not being happy upon seeing a devotee. So in earlier classes, Keshav Prabhu was saying that if some devotee comes inside and you just look at like that side, as if you are very much interested in looking at Prabhupada, looking at Krishna with his cows. So this is also offense. So at least you can say Hare Krishna, or just say, that's recognizing them. So when they see him, so feel pleased. And this Kanda Purana says, those who do this, commit these 6 kind of offense, what is their position? What will happen to them? He says, the next life, when they appear next time, so they will go to Maha-Rurava, hellish planet. So this Raurava planet is very dangerous. Further, but Maha-Raurava. So this planet is reserved from whom? So those who kill, eat animals, eat all sorts of living beings. So for them, that place is reserved. So there this, very rural animals, very, very ferocious animal. What do? They torment and come and live eat that person. So not only that person, but also descended, their family members fall into such a place. Very dangerous. Ancestors. That means, so we know that if you have a devotee at a house, a nice devotee, the 26 generation before, 26 generation after, they all will get delivered, they all go to Vaikuntha Loka. But if you have a son or a daughter or somebody in the family, so who are, who kill a Vaishnava or do offense constantly, then because of that, not only they go to the hellish planet, but you also have to experience that. So this is very, very serious. So in terms of attack on devotees, we have seen this. Here Durvasa Muni created a fiery demon to attack Ambrish Maharaj. Similarly, there are many examples in our Shastras and regularly we know. Say, so recently, Easter is over. So Lord Jesus was a great devotee and he was crucified live. And they made him to carry the cross, then fixed him to the cross, took nails, big nails and hit everywhere. Imagine. And the live. Now there is no even anesthesia. Something, but so they did live, such a crucifixion. So he tolerated. So why? Such a great devotee. Prabhupada said, a Vaishnava is always an object of envy for non-devotees. So therefore, Vaishnava, don't assume that just because you're a devotee, whole world will respect you. You won't have any problem. Everybody is paying obeisance to you. Don't make that assumption. So there can be many people who are envious. And who can be? Here, even your own father can be envious. And here is the example. So Prabhupada is giving practical example that Hiranyakashipu becoming envious of his own son Prahlad. So the envious personalities can come from, the most nearest, the father, supposed to be a protector for a son, even they can be. Not always, but these are the examples. So Jesus was, people crucified him because of these, that Vaishnava qualities. So he was inspiring the population how to become God consciousness. And some of others not happy because something, this person became popular, now our property is gone, what can we do? How can we survive? So they become. So this is one. Other one is, we all know Haridas Thakur, how he has to face. Because he started chanting holy name, some people thought, he is, bringing bad name to our Muslim community. King and others somehow ordered that he should be beaten in 21 marketplaces. Why 21 marketplaces? They picked up a marketplace where a lot of people are there. And they say that if you also do like this, you will also get this hit. So hit him so many, and they said, kill him. Then they did so much, still he is not able to die. Then all these, the people who were responsible for hitting, they became worried. Oh, what will happen to us? Even though we hit him so much, then this fellow is not dying. He requested him, please do something. So Haridas Thakur himself said, okay, just I'll pretend like died. You throw me into Ganga river. Then after they threw into Ganga river, then he floated a little bit. Then after that, he just swam and went across. And when he appeared on the other side, people thought, oh, here is a ghost. They started running away. Anyway, you can see how Haridas Thakur has to undergo the challenges just being a devotee. And even as a Vaishnava like Lord Nityananda Prabhu, when he tried to inspire Jagai and Madai, what did Jagai and Madai do? So they also, took that pot or a stone and hit Lord Nityananda himself. So therefore, this devotee seva can be dangerous seva also. But the devotees are so much dedicated to Supreme Lord, they can't give up. So it is very important. So you can see this is how the material world. Then even the Pandavas. See, Pandavas were the pious devotees of Lord Krishna. Direct friendship, one-to-one. Not even imaginary, not just chanting. We are becoming friendship with Krishna by chanting Hare Krishna mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Why? In this age of Kali Yuga, this holy name is Supreme Lord. Kali Yuga Nama Rupe Krishna Avatara. So Krishna is not coming in front of us. Maximum he accepted, appeared in the form of a deity. We can see him. But our eyes are not strong enough, not pure enough to be able to see the Lord everywhere. So therefore we can see the deity. Then of course we connect with the Lord, and Lord is coming in the form of holy name. We are chanting, we are connecting. So holy name can protect. There are examples where holy name protected also. Don't assume that just because chanting somebody will attack you. They may attack. But if your chanting is very powerful, it will protect you. Or maybe Lord pastime. He wants to glorify you through certain attacks also and demonstrate your tolerance. So, and then how much tribulations we are undergoing. You can see when the Pandavas went through so many tribulations, still they tolerated. So devotees can be attacked. So you can see who attacked them, their own family members, Kauravas. So siblings only attacked. So here Prabhupada talks more about Hiranyakasipu and Hiranyaksha. Hiranyakasipu attacking his son, Prahlad. But you can see family members can also attack. So this is, can go on. So then next line, Sadhusu Prahitam Tejaha. Now Tejaha. Teja means the power. So in this case, Lord Narayana is saying, O Durvasa Muni, you are a mystic yogi. You perform so many austerities. You got this Ashtasiddhi, because of which you can go to different planets so easily. And you're very powerful. Please don't use that power on my devotees. Tejaha. You may have power, position, prestige, wealth, whatever, defense. But if you use that power, it's very, very danger. So sadhusu prahitam. Sadhusu means on sadhu, devotees. So devotees of Supreme Lord. And you prahitam, if you apply your teja, your power on them, what will happen? So prahutaha, that executor, that you who are the executor, and that will become inauspicious. Asivam. The last word is Asivam. So don't assume that you have mystic power, you can apply on others, and that become object. So therefore he's saying that when you use your mystic power to attack a devotee, actually that devotee is not harmed. It is you who get harmed. So this is very, very important to understand. And again, to give an example of that. So in Chaitanya Charitamrita, of course, we see pastime of Haridas Thakur. The first one, Haridas Thakur, was beaten at 24 marketplaces. Then come to a Sangha. So once Haridas Thakur, he went to meet Raghunath Das Goswami Maharaj. So he's one of the Goswami there, we have 6 Goswamis, one of them is there. Then also on the altar, the left side, just next in front of Nityananda Prabhu, there is 6 Goswamis. One of them is Raghunath Goswami. So Raghunath Swami at that time, he was his father place. There, because he was a big jamindar, richest person, so many exalted personalities, brahmanas assembled there. And then there was some discourse going on. So there are some group of people, some said that just by chanting holy name once, Hare Krishna mantra, you can get liberation. Some said, no. The people are so many janma, they are doing this austerity, that austerity. They are not able to get liberation. And now you are saying that simply saying Hare Krishna, you can get liberation. So this argument, led to quarrel. Imagine, so two parties are quarreling in the place of Raghunath Goswami Maharaj, in front of him. At that time, fortunately Haridas Thakur appeared. So then what to do? Then they asked Haridas Thakur, so you are a direct devotee of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is so merciful on you. Can you please help resolve this problem? He says, what to speak of chanting holy name? Even if you chant with some offense, even then also you will get a liberation. That's very easy. So he gave a very beautiful analogy. He says, when the sun rises in the morning, at that time, before even the sun is visible, we become much more courageous. We won't be fearful of dacoits or thieves or dangerous people. Night time you are very bit fearful, correct? When you do walk around the temple midnight at 1 a.m., you'll be fearful. Correct? So assume that you worry that one thief will come with some weapons inside the temple. So we may not be having courage to come and sleep up. Correct? So that is why we want 2 or 3 devotees sleep with us. Correct, Prabhu? I saw some devotees, after Sainarthi Seva over, then they were taking turns to rest or something. 2 devotees, 3 devotees, just to create a fear in potential thieves who may try to come inside the temple and try to steal Krishna's money. So this all happened. So we become fearful. But when the sunlight comes, we become fearless. So just as sun begins, we become fearless. So from all kinds of danger. And so similarly, so when you are performing certain duties and offenseless chanting, certainly you will get liberation. Even you may not be intended. For example, Ajamil. What did Ajamil do? Although he did so much of offenses, but still at last breath, somehow he called Narayana. He said Narayana. So actually he didn't call Supreme Lord. He didn't intend to call Supreme, but he called his son. But Lord has accepted it. And then he was liberated. So this example is given. In that same assembly, there was one person called Gopal Chakravarti. So he was a tax collector. And this person became so angry, started fighting with Haridas Thakur. How dare you say that? Just by chanting Nama Bhasha, like this, just offensively chanting, and he can get liberation? And he says, so, if this is really not true, I'm going to cut your nose. So this Gopal Chakravarti tells Haridas Thakur, if anyone who chants, even this offensively, so if he doesn't get liberation, so I will punish you. What is the punishment? I will cut your nose. At that time, the whole assembly is stunned. Here is Haridas Thakur, exalted devotee. He came, and then this taxman, who is this taxman? Taxman came to collect taxes from Raghunath Goswami Maharaj. Why? Raghunath Goswami Maharaj and his father were the richest persons in that area. And who can give you more tax? Only the richest person. In Australia, if you are 1 million, so 47% of that money has to be given to taxman. Nowadays all online payment, but earlier taxman will come to your house. So this taxman, was actually a Brahmin, very young person, very handsome, very proud that he is a taxman. Usually these tax collectors are very proud. So you have to be very humble with taxman. in India, in various places, if they, eye on you, even if you are a perfect person, they will find some fault and catch you and put you into jail. So such a taxman, when the fight is going on, even nobody impressed, including Haridas Thakur says, get out from here. Anyway, he cursed. So for that, Haridas Thakur said, he said, you don't have to cut. I will cut my nose myself if this is not true or doesn't happen. Yeah, you can see what happens. So after this incident over, then after 3-4 days, so this Chakravarti, who has offended Haridas Thakur, talking like that, so he got leprosy. And within 4-5 days, he was such a young and beautiful, handsome, powerful, pride, and he got leprosy and even his nose also gone. You might have seen some people with leprosy, the fingers will fall, toe finger will fall, nose also may fall, ear also may fall, eye also, correct? So, can be very dangerous disease. So he got that. Then what to do? So at that time, he realized his offense. He prayed to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu for forgiveness. He went to Mayapur and where he prayed to him. Then Lord has excused him, and within few days, he became perfect again. He says, next time don't do it. So you can see, so this when we use our little position against a devotee and offending like this can cause a harm to ourselves. So you can see there are so many examples. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says this aparadha is like a hathi mata, it's like a mad elephant. What does mad elephant do? Let's say you are growing so nice garden. Mad elephant will just come and proudly pick up whatever and hold it, throw it away. The good elephant normally comes. Elephants can be devotee also. You go to Mayapur, so some of you have seen the elephant. Elephant is carrying Gaurnitai, and many boys and devotees are sitting there. If it is a mad elephant, what will he do? He will take its nose and hold one of the devotee's neck and throw the devotee into Ganga river. That is actually at least good. If you fall into Ganga river and then maybe for some reason give up a body, so you get pavitra. But it may throw you onto the stone near. But whereas that is very devotee elephant. But the mad elephant, Hathi Mata, there is a mad elephant, can destroy. So similarly, when you do Vaishnava, similarly, all the whatever great seva, whatever pious thing we did, how much ever chanting, with all of them will be destroyed in a second. So for bhaktas, so therefore for devotees very important. We might have been performing devotional service for the whole life, but just one offense can destroy. Why? Because offending a devotee is like offending Supreme Lord. Why? Supreme Lord says, they are fully dedicated to me. And any offense to them, they may not take actual offense. Here, Amrish Maharaj didn't really feel like offended. But Supreme Lord felt offended. You see, this is, that means offense to devotee, that means we are offending Radha Vallabha. You may want to perform very nice seva to Radha Vallabha. But if you offend a devotee like this, any of these farmers say, so we are offending that one. So that is why, so they says, this Maharaj Raghunath says, I am not afraid of King's Indra's thunderbolt, nor am I afraid of Shiva's the trident. So nor I am afraid of any of these animals, but I am very afraid of offending a devotee. So very, very, Brahmana, very much afraid. So because he says, I am not even afraid of Yamaraj. What is Yamaraj maximum do? He will give me punishment in one of the hellish planet. I am happy to take. But I don't want to offend any Brahmana. So because of that only. So he said like that. Then we also have many other examples. One simple example, final I will give you. So you all heard about Udupi. Udupi? In Udupi there is a famous temple of Lord Krishna. We say our Sampradaya, Brahma, Madhva, Gaudiya Sampradaya. So this Madhva-Acharya is one of the exalted Acharya in this line, and Madhva-Acharya himself has installed this Krishna deity in Udupi. They have a very nice temple. So there was one devotee called Kanakadas. So he is called Dasa Shrestha Kanakadas. That means very exalted devotee, but he was born in a family of, ship carers. And they're called Kuruba community, and the low caste, let us say, Sudra community. But a devotee. And this devotee once went to the temple. So, at Mangalarati time, so just like everybody pushed into temple, he also went inside the temple. Now, some saw, here is a Sudra, entered into the temple. What did they do? They catched his neck and took him the back of that temple. The temple usually faces towards east. Usually in most temple, they face towards east. Why? When the sunlight appears, it falls inside the temple and on the Lord. So auspicious. Okay? So they took him at the backside of the temple. Then tied him with chains, chains to the left side hand, chains to the right side hand. And then one person took a whip, like a chain whip, and then started hitting him. This devotee, Kanakadas. So at that time, of course, he tolerated, but he also sang one song. It's in Kannada language. He says, Bhagilanu teredu seveyanu kodu Hare. Bhagili means door. Oh Supreme Lord, please open the door and give me seva. And he also says, Kugidaru dhani kedalave narahari. Oh Narahari, I am, speaking loudly. Oh Lord, please give me darshan. Did you not hear? He is asking Supreme Lord. He said, you are so kind. You have given moksha to that Gajendra when in a dangerous situation. Even you are Jamil. You gave him liberation, protected him just for saying once. So please have some mercy on me. Like this he is singing. Bhagilanu teredu seveyanu kodu Hare. This is a very famous song. So Bhagilanu teredu seveyanu kodu Hare. Like that, in the morning Mangalarati you come, you stand raining and then you're waiting. So you're praying, Krishna, please open the door. I want to come in. Give me darshan. So at that time, this devotee, so Lord has, impressed by his devotion, in spite of their hitting him with chain and tied to him. So what did Lord do? He created like an earthy-like situation. The temple, the back wall broke. Number one. Next, the deity facing east, he turned and facing west. Since then, if you go to the last 5 years, now if you want to take darshan of Lord Krishna, you have to take darshan through that window only. So they won't allow you to come or see, take darshan through east, but you have to the west, and that is called Kanakana Kindi. Kindi means window, window of Kanaka. Imagine, you are not allowed to come to the inside temple, then you just behind you pray to Supreme Lord, and Radha Vallabha turns the other side and the wall is broken. And you have direct darshan. Are the people here thinking, what is happening here? The deities are turned and the wall is broken, and now there is one Sudra outside, taking darshan. So since then, so their Maharaj, at that time, Vraja-ra Tirtha Maharaj. So if you see our, Bhagavad Gita, inside the list of, in the Brahma Madhva line, the Acharya's listing is there. In that list you will also see Vraja-ra Tirtha. So he said, oh, this is a great devotee. And the Lord himself turned. He says, now onwards, everyone should take darshan from that Kanakana Kindi. You can see. So even though they try to harm him and block him, do all those things, the Lord is Bhaktavatsala. So he can do that. Anyway, so it is very important that we don't commit such offense. But anyway, so you can see, so this is important. Then finally, so here he says, last, Yahi ma chiram. This is the final. Yahi ma chiram. Yahi means immediately go. Don't even wait for a moment. Take, so that means he's saying, you go to Ambrish Maharaj and forgiveness. Even in Chaitanya, Bhagavat and various places, he says, if you offend a Vaishnava, so the best way to, get freedom from that offense is to seek forgiveness from the same person whom you offended. So this is what Lord has instructed, that I can't forgive you. Sudarshan Chakra, because Lord is saying that I am in the control of devotees. In the previous verses, Lord says, Narayana, the devotees control me. He gave a nice analogy. Just like a chaste wife through her service, brings her husband in control. There are not many Matajis, I don't know how much true it is, but anyway, Supreme Lord says must be controlled. Through their service, chaste wife brings her husband in control through service. Similarly, my devotees, through their service, they brought me in my control, brought me in control. Therefore, I am no more a controller, so I can't decide for you. You go and, so you can see. So, of course, Ambrish Maharaj is very kind, paradukka dukhi. So, in the later verses, you will see very nicely how he requested the Suraseksha not to kill Durasamani. Then finally, that was called off. So, to summarize, you can see Vaishnava aparadha is very dangerous. For us, you might think that, I can harm, I'm powerful to other devotee, but you can't do anything. They are under the protection of Supreme Lord. Maybe it may temporarily seem like you won the battle, but no, in long term, the danger. So it is like this mad elephant problem. Similarly, we destroy our own. So very danger. So this bhakti lata creeper, if you want to grow, so not to do any offenses. Even if you don't do too many sefas, but at least not to do offenses. And therefore, Lord gives a remedy. Remedy is that you please seek forgiveness from the devotee whom you offended. So that means we have to leave up some ego. You want to seek a forgiveness when it is possible. If you are a little more still ego is there, then we can't do it that. So when we realize our situation and the dangerous situation we are getting into, become humble and request the devotee. And 99.99999 all devotees will forgive you. They will forgive you. Don't assume that they will not forgive you. So they are soft-hearted. Especially even if they are little egoistic, even they also become egoless. Now because you are going and asking for forgiveness. Just without asking, pay one obeisance to them. Then say, please forgive my offenses. Whatever I did. So they will, of course, that doesn't mean that we can keep on doing offense and asking forgiveness. So we learn a lesson. And these are our examples are there for us. So not only from Ambrish's situation, but we can see in Haridas Thakur that Chakravarti situation, then this Kanakadas. So many of these devotees are protected. And all these are told to us so that we get inspired to tolerate, be tolerant, be kind, be considerate to the devotees and activities. And then at least knowingly don't do any offense. Purposely do. Sometimes, by mistake it may happen. If someone is walking fast and then maybe by mistake he might have touched that one that moves fast and may hit your leg. That is not on purpose. He was in service, that happened. Still we seek offense. Even if something happens without our any intention, still we seek offense, we have forgiveness. So therefore, very important to seek, and that way we can make our life successful. So with that, let me stop here. So thank you for hearing patiently. But I want to answer this question. Since talking about envy, Prabhu, you talked about envy. Understand that envy in material world, school is based on material contamination, but is spiritual world also we see devotees competing against each other. Do pure spiritual performance have competition to boost one another? And how do so what is positive motivation and what is the envious type of motivation and what is positive motivation? Basically, this Mataji is asking about, so in material world we compete each other to be the best, whatever. So what about in spiritual activity? Are we competing to do the best service? Is it envious? What is envious competition? What is positive competition? So certainly, competing to serve the Supreme Lord is always definitely good. So, or you get inspiration, oh, that devotee is doing so nicely, so let me also do nicely. But not with the intention of to demonstrate that I am better than that other person. So, I want to serve that devotee. So, with that intention, it is positive. But the intention is, oh, I want to, so demonstrate that I am the better than that person. And then in the process, we develop that pride and it can try to suppress others. So that is not good. So the positive competition can be deriving inspiration from a devotee, then offering inspiration, then offering service without harming others. So is a way to go. Okay, so with that let me stop here. So thank you, Hare Krishna. So enjoy Śrīmad Bhāgavatam ki jai.